Let's continue adding more elements to our artwork. First, we're going to encapsulate the QR code. Additional components will be placed inside this enclosed section. Start by creating a rectangle, and by adjusting one of the corner points, round the edges slightly. Add a 1-point stroke. Now, copy any text formatted with the Britannic bold font, resize it to fit the inner shape. Copy this entire text and paste it in place to replace the existing text. Sample the previous font from other elements to keep consistency. I'll decrease the leading so the text aligns better with the QR code size. Resize the box to better wrap the text. The corners of the rectangle seem a little too round, so I'll adjust that by decreasing their size slightly. Now, copy this box and resize it. Make it almost half the size of the original box. We are going to copy and paste this rectangle in the same location. And to paste it exactly in the same location as the original, use Ctrl-C and then Ctrl-Shift-V. Next, hold the right edge and reduce the box's width to make it a perfect square. Press the comma key to fill it with a solid color. Let's create a divider. Press the backslash key for the line tool, and while holding Shift, draw a straight line across the middle of the shape. These two cells will hold keywords. I'll start by copying Skillshare into the top cell. Paste it, and then on the upper cell. Then, Alt-drag the text into the lower cell and change it to Collection. You can also use words like artwork and production, depending on your theme. I'm shrinking the text boxes to make selections easier. Let's now focus on the solid box and add something to it by making a compound path. First, we'll add 2 letters. Use the Britannic bold font. Increase the size and center the letters inside the square. To create the compound path, the text must be expanded to become a shape. To do so, go to Object, Expand, and Confirm. Then, select both the shape and text and press Ctrl-8 to make the compound path. This will punch a hole through the box, showing the background behind it. You might prefer using just a single letter. Give it a try. Change the font to something different from the fonts that we've already used. Expand it, and use Ctrl-8 to create the compound path again. Now let's address the area below. Alt-drag the box. You may need to resize it. And Alt-drag the text box as well. Double-click the top line and replace the text with something like a website mention. Remove the rest of the text. Shrink the text box to wrap around the new text. And Alt-drag it below to create a visual interest. Copy another text, something similar to this. We'll now reuse the rectangle to encapsulate the three symbols vertically. Alt-drag it from one side, scale and position it so that it completely covers the symbols. You can reuse the line from earlier to separate the symbols. Resize it. Hold Alt-Shift to scale the line from both sides. If the line doesn't reach the border, use the Direct Selection tool, A, to select and adjust its position using the arrow keys. Next, Alt-drag to create another separator for the next symbol. Now, we'll focus on filling the empty area. Luckily, we saved the remaining spirographs. Time to use them. Alt-drag a spirograph and place it near the artboard. Move the symbol slightly to the left and try to integrate it between the QR code and the symbol. Resize and position it to align with the other elements. Let's see how it looks in white. I'm not quite satisfied, so I'll release the clipping mask by using the Direct Selection tool to delete the outer box of the spirograph. I'll test the full shape instead. Resize, reposition, and change the stroke color to blue for contrast. After trying, I'll stick with white at 0.25 stroke weight. Next, I place this large symbol with arrows next to our main heading. I want to change the color of the symbol, but remember, modifying it affects all instances. So, I'll break the link. A little resizing and repositioning might be required. Since we have broken its link, we can change its color without impacting the others. Now, let's fill the area next to the ISBN code. Alt-drag one of the star symbols to the left of the barcode. Break its link and resize it symmetrically. Then change it to blue to complement the overall color scheme. I think the color, size, and position of the symbol look okay. Let's try repositioning the barcode to the left side of the artboard. I'll align both text lines to the left as well. Since the group of spheres is interfering with the selection, I'll press Ctrl+2 to lock them. Now let's add some text to the empty area. Shrink the text box for a better fit and give it the same orange color. Compress the leading for a cleaner look. I want to see how this star symbol looks with a different color. First, I'll try the orange. I think now it's entrapped with the components with the same color around it. Let's try white. I think I'm staying with the white. I've noticed that the group of spheres is too large. I'll unlock them, reduce their size slightly, and shift them to the left. This creates a bit of empty space, but we'll handle that later. A gradient bar is on top of the sphere, so I'll send it back by pressing Ctrl back bracket. A little resizing from the top also helps. Shrink the text box for a better fit. Next, Alt-drag the blue gradient bar. rotate it by holding Shift and place it in the empty space. Since it's also on top of the spheres, I'll send it to the back using Control Back Bracket, broaden it slightly, and adjust its position until it fits nicely. Our artwork is really coming together. In the next lecture, we'll refine the design further with some final adjustments and additions.